Hi, this is Christine with Where's Watson? Welcome back to a new school year and welcome back to another year of Where's Watson. I'm very pleased to start the school year with Harvey Suski, one of our instructors in the Medical Lab Sciences program. Harvey and I met in a really unique way. We actually met in a sweat lodge. And I'm really curious to know, Harvey, why you chose to participate in a sweat lodge at RRC Polytech.
Well, first of all, I always felt like I needed to explore Indigenous experiences and culture. That was something I felt that I didn't have a lot of knowledge of. I chose the sweat lodge because it was an opportunity that I could engage in. It was available for me, but also my daughter had gone to one and she shared some of her experiences and reflections, and I wanted to try that. So I was very interested in going, and I must say that it was a very enlightening experience for me. It was led by Elder Paul, as you know, and he explained a lot about basically the sweat lodge being comparable to the womb of a mother and connecting participants to Mother Earth. And he talked about the responsibility of the Indigenous people in looking after basically our nature, and how we have a responsibility to preserving nature, and how it is everybody's responsibility.
Yes.
And he talked about some of the history, some of the sad history of the Indigenous people. And I certainly wanted to know more about that. I wanted to know more about truth and reconciliation. I certainly wanted to know more about how I could be a part of that, because I think everybody has a part to play in that. And the sweat lodge, as I understand and explained, is about cleansing, it's about renewal, and it's about healing. And so Elder Paul led us through a very experience. And at the end of it, I came out of it, I felt really a reflection of looking inward to myself, my relationship with myself and my relationship with others, and how I wanted to learn more about how I could do more things. And since then, I've done other things. I've done the blanket exercise in the spring. I've been on a bus tour to Selkirk and to the powwow at the Forks. Recently, I visited the residential school in Portage la Prairie.
Ah, yes.
So I've done all those things, and I came away with each time learning more and more about the culture and about the issues around Indigenous people. And so I think I still have a ways to go, but I feel I'm better educated, better prepared, and want to be a part of that process of making things better.
Oh, well, thank you, Harvey. That's a wonderful journey, starting with the sweat lodge and then moving through continued education, because we're all learning. We're all learning how to incorporate Indigenous knowledge and culture into all we do at RRC Polytech and in our personal lives too. So
Exactly.
It's lovely that you started with an experience that your daughter had,
right,
and felt, there was a connection there for the two of you.
Exactly.
Changing topics a little bit now that we're here in our classroom, I also know that you've been an enthusiastic participant in Leaders in the Classroom. And so Leaders in the Classroom is where leaders in the organization come and experience what it's like in our classrooms at RRC Polytech and any number of different kinds of programs. And Harvey, you've participated, and I'm wondering if you can talk a little bit about why you put your hand up and said, yes, I'd like some leaders to come in my classroom, and what that experience has been like for you.
The experience was really good. We had one of the leaders in the classroom, and I think it's an opportunity to demonstrate the things that we do within the classroom to show our leaders basically what are the daily activities. It's to highlight some of the successes that we do and show them what we do. It's also a time to discuss, I think, some of the shortcomings, some of the concerns that we have in the program, and make senior leadership and senior management more aware of those issues. It's a time to create lines of communication and relationships with our leadership. So that's why I pursued it. And I think it's important that I did it again. I thank you very much for coming today. I've
course.
always wanted you to come into my classroom, and I wanted to, demonstrate to you the things that we do here, some of the things that we feel we're doing well, but some of the things that we feel we could be doing better.
That's wonderful. And we want to hear that because, I really like how you said open the lines of communication. And often it really does make an impact for us when we're making decisions or talking to faculty, where we have an understanding of the context in which that teaching and learning happens, and meet the students, which is why we're all here.
Right.
And so thank you. Thank you for participating in Leaders in the Classroom. Thank you for your own lifelong journey of learning. And thank you for sharing it with me.
Okay, thank you.
With the Where's Watson viewers.
You're very welcome. It was an absolute pleasure.
Wonderful. And now I've got my lab coat. Harvey's got his lab coat, and we're going to meet some students in Med Lab Sciences. So see you later.
Medical laboratory sciences. What do we do as medical laboratory technologists? We protect and promote patient health with precise and accurate laboratory analysis. So we as medical laboratory technologists do that through 5 main disciplines in medical laboratory sciences. We do it in hematology, we do it through chemistry, transfusion science, microbiology, and histotechnology, all of them vital components of the medical laboratory sciences program. In terms of hematology, it's about cells, learning normal cells, and then learning abnormal cells and diseases like anemia and leukemia. Things in chemistry that provide valuable analysis of chemical analytes like glucose, other analytes that would diagnose liver disease, kidney disease, thyroid disease, heart attacks, just to name a few. There are literally hundreds of other tests that are done in chemistry. When we talk about microbiology, we talk about the pathogens, we talk about identifying bacteria and viruses and fungi and parasites that cause disease. And what can we do through determining sensitivity to antimicrobial agents that would help the doctor to treat that disease? When we talk about blood transfusion science, it's ensuring that the patients get compatible blood in times of trauma and perhaps surgery where they've lost blood and they need compatible blood products. That's our job. In terms of histology, this is about tissues, and tissues where we would diagnose abnormalities in tissues, things like cancer, tumors, things like that, other irregularities in the tissues. So through those disciplines, we work in various laboratories throughout the province to provide accurate results. It has been determined that up to 85% by the College of Physicians and Surgeons that a patient's diagnosis and treatment can be based on diagnostic testing. So that even though we work primarily under the radar, okay, because where people see us is when we come to take a blood sample. That's when they least want to see us, but they have to understand the importance of what lies underneath that. That under that tip of that iceberg are the disciplines that help diagnose and treat disease. And without us, the doctors that are at a very distinct disadvantage. So we are important, and educating technologists is what we do so we can continue to perform those vital functions in the future.
And Harvey, can you tell us a little bit about how you entered into the career and how long you've been at RRC Polytech?
I've been at RRC Polytech. I was a lab technologist for over 27 years, working in 3 of those 5 departments, disciplines. And I came here in 2012 and have been here now for basically almost 12 years. Okay, and I really enjoyed the teaching part of it. It's the way I wanted to end my career, which is why I'm very thrilled and I feel privileged to be part of the teaching and learning experience for students. And so I want to continue to do that as long as I can, but we'll have to see how long that's going to last.
Thank you so much for telling us about the program and about the importance of what our students are doing in the field in terms of supporting healthcare in Manitoba.
Okay, Thank you.
Thank you.